Esteemed President of the Security Council, distinguished members of the Security Council, esteemed Deputy Special Representative of the Security Council, allow me to begin with the words of Nelson Mandela, who once said, "To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity." These words echo with painful clarity today as we speak about Kosovo and Metohija, where the fundamental rights of Serbs are not merely being ignored, they are being systemically eroded, piece by piece. What we are witnessing is not an abstract political dispute, but a human struggle for dignity, security, and survival. I begin by extending my sincere thanks to Secretary General Guterres and Deputy Special Representative Mr. Sheen for this report and for their unwavering commitment to fulfilling UNMIC's mandate under the UN Security Council Resolution 1244. The Republic of Serbia also expresses profound gratitude to each and every member of UNMIC mission who, despite severe constraints, limited resources, and a hostile environment, tirelessly safeguard peace, security, and human rights in Kosovo and Metohija. I also commend the previous head of UNMIC, Mrs. Karolina Zijade, for her dedicated service. This year, as we mark 80 years since the founding of the United Nations, a beacon of hope forged from the ashes of humanity's darkest war, we are reminded of its solemn promise, never again. Yet, on the sovereign soil of a UN member state, that promise is being tested. Kosovo and Metohija is enduring ethnically driven attacks, relentless persecution, arbitrary arrests, brazen usurpations, and unchecked violence, a direct challenge to the principles of the UN and the principles for which the UN was built to defend those principles. In this context, Serbia welcomes the Secretary General's report as a modest but meaningful step forward, balanced, ground truth reporting on the situation in Kosovo and Metohija. We deeply value UNMIC's role in upholding international law, protecting vulnerable communities, and maintaining stability in the face of growing pressures. But let us not mince words. Any report falls short of capturing the full horror unfolding daily. This is no abstract crisis. It is the shattering of human lives, the tearing apart of families gripped by terror, and children robbed of innocence in the 21st century. Kurti's regime has shattered 128 vital institutions in Serb-majority areas: services for education, healthcare, social protection, postal delivery, pensions, and jobs. Even the Red Cross in Kosovo and Metohija has been targeted, a flagrant violation of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement's sacred principles. As the Secretary General's report itself records, quote, Kosovo authorities continued closing Serbia-run institutions, including the Pension Disability Insurance Fund and the National Employment Service in Leposavić, the city library and the premises of the city museum in northern Mitrovica, the branch of the Serbian Red Cross in Zubin Potok, and the sports hall in Leposavić. The report further notes that, quote, international actors criticize these closures for impeding access to services and facilities by residents and affecting their social, economic, and cultural rights. Worse still, ethnically motivated assaults have become routine, with Serbian children bearing the brunt. Since Albin Kurti seized power, 37 attacks on Serbian youth have scarred our communities, and just last week, the region watched in horror as a minor Serbian girl narrowly escaped kidnapping, her only crime being her ethnicity. This brave child screamed for help, averting disaster through sheer will. Yet her assailants walk free, unpunished. This is a chilling message to every Serb. Your life is expendable. Your safety, dignity, and childhood mean nothing. If you are Serb, no vulnerability, youth, age, innocence shields you. You are marked simply for existing. This systemic denial of rights isn't just a Serbian tragedy. It is a profound moral failure to act. I ask, What future awaits children who learn to hide their Serbian tongue from cradle to grave? These atrocities are no accidents. They stem from Pristina's cultivated hatred, embodied by Kurti's doctrine of slow-motion ethnic cleansing. His aim: drive Serbs from their homes, sacred sites, and land. This is now being further aggravated by the worrying militarization of Kosovo and Metohija through the accelerated arming of the so-called Kosovo Security Force and the recent delivery of armed killer drones by a neighboring country. Such developments threaten to destabilize the frail security architecture painstakingly maintained in the region. Serbia has repeatedly cautioned that building peace cannot mean arming one side while disregarding the legitimate security concerns of another. This reverses the hard-won progress achieved during President Donald Trump's first term, which ignited hope for regional stability and partnership. Kurti's war isn't against political foes, it's against an entire people. Politically charged arrests, institutional abuse for intimidation, secret warrants against Serbian leaders, these erode the rule of law, isolating and marginalizing our community. Alarming too are the escalating assaults on Serbian Orthodox Church sites, humanity's cultural treasures. Monasteries endure desecration not as random vandalism, but as deliberate erosion. You do not belong, this is the message. Kurti's regime interrogates clergy, renames ancient heritage, and shatters institutions essential to community life. This is echoed in Secretary General's report, which recorded numerous incidents affecting Serbian Orthodox and Catholic sites in non-majority areas, and this is a quote from the report, including vandalism, illegal construction, and harassment of clergy. Just consider Kosovska Mitrovica, a cherished Serbian language sign in Cyrillic, emblazoned with a red heart, was torn down and replaced with Albanian script and a green hue. This isn't bureaucracy, it is symbolic warfare, suppressing language, rejecting Christian icons, and wiping out Serbian traces. Add the renaming of Lake Trump, a name chosen by local Serbs to honor peace efforts, and Kurti's intolerance is laid bare. As President Donald Trump said before this very organization, quote, "If our goal is lasting peace, we must learn to see the world through the eyes of others." This is precisely what Kurti refuses to do, and what Serbia continues to call for: mutual respect, justice, and genuine coexistence. The report documents that, quote, "local authorities painted over murals and graffiti in all 4 municipalities in northern Kosovo that depicted Serbian symbols, including those related to the Serbian Orthodox Church, and that, quote, websites of Kosovo institutions systemically disregarded the law on the usage of languages, instilling traffic signs exclusively in Albanian language." In this cauldron of fear, over 20% of remaining Serbs have fled in recent years, a silent exodus betraying our collective failure to ensure basic safety. Only 17 voluntary returns were recorded in this period, against 230,000 displaced since 1999. Is this the multi-ethnic society we proclaim? How can coexistence thrive when returns are blocked by terror? How can we speak of democracy and rule of law amid mass flight? How can progress claim victory when survival demands silence? Ladies and gentlemen, yet the Serbian spirit in Kosovo and Metohija endures, unbreakable. This resilience shown in the October 12th local elections, where the Serbian list triumphed in 9 of 10 Serb majority municipalities in the first round. This isn't mere politics, it is defiance. Serbs, amid pressure and intimidation, affirm faith in Serbia, democracy, and self-determination. Even Albanians increasingly reject Kurti's radicalism, craving peace over division. To the brave Serbs of Kosovo and Metohija, I want to send a message. Your perseverance inspires us all. Or in Serbian, we are with you, mi smo sa vama. Know that Serbia stands firmly by your side, committed to your protection and prosperity. These victories nearly vanished. Kurti sought to ban the Serbian list, stripping Serbs of electoral rights. He flouts Kosovo's so-called constitution by installing loyalists overriding voters' will. This is not just our assessment. The UN report itself states that, quote, the Central Election Commission rejected the certification of the Serbian list and the Serbian democratic parties, and notes that the Quint, the European Union office in Kosovo, and ANMI criticized the decision, warning that such actions undermine democratic principles and erode trust in Kosovo's institutions. Serbia remains a steadfast partner in EU-facilitated dialogue with Pristina. Under the leadership of President Vučić, who has tirelessly worked toward regional stability and economic growth, we seek compromise, not conflict. Protection for our people, not domination. But dialogue demands mutual goodwill. Serbia offers it. Pristina should reciprocate. Today, I issue a resounding call. After 12 years, Pristina must form the community of Serb-majority municipalities. This isn't Serbia's whim. It's Pristina's binding pledge to the EU and its own citizens, a cornerstone for Serb rights and security. Kurti sabotages dialogue, unraveling Brussels agreements and Washington Accord, halting projects, rejecting diplomas, harassing faiths. He undermines President Trump's peace legacy, stoking Balkan tensions anew. This reckless behavior is compounded by the ongoing militarization of Kosovo, which risks escalating tensions further. Delivering of lethal drone systems and other offensive capabilities to the so-called Kosovo Security Force deepens mistrust, undermines regional confidence, and contradicts the spirit of restraint that this Council has long advocated. Despite all, Serbia champions stability, partnership over provocation, dialogue over discord. We claim nothing unjust but defend our rights and people fiercely. Peace must rest on justice. Every revisionism meets our unyielding truth. Distinguished members, ANMIC's role is indispensable, its mandate untouchable. Reducing it would embolden force over law. Serbia demands ANMIC's full, undiminished presence to shield against those who scorn human rights. We insist on open Security Council sessions on ANMIC. Transparency ensures truth that prevails and not hidden agendas. Ladies and gentlemen, Serbia is no obstacle. We are the solution, a stable, law-abiding ally. Peace isn't unilateral. It crumbles if victims are silenced, children terrorized, peoples erased. The Secretary General himself has underscored that, quote, concerns raised by non-majority communities, in particular the Kosovo Serb community in northern Kosovo, regarding the closure of institutions and facilities providing essential services, need to be addressed. Safeguarding the economic and social rights of non-majority communities remains crucial, end quote. He further urges the Kosovo authorities to safeguard and advance human rights with full respect for due process in international human rights standards, including the rights of children as enshrined in the Convention on the Rights of Child, end quote. I envision for the future Serbian-Albanian friendship, as recent bilateral strides between Serbia and Albania prove possible, free from Kurti's apartheid-like nationalism. Once imprisoned, Kurti now mirrors his own captors, drunk on power and ethno supremacy. Let this session renew the UN's 80-year mission, defend justice, peace, dignity. Ignoring Serb rights violations erodes global order. Serbia trusts dialogue, cherishes peace, seeks compromise, but silence before injustice is complicity. Thus, Serbia urges this Council and the world: uphold ANMIC fully, condemn Serb rights abuses, defend international law, as the bedrock of security. We extend our hand in dialogue, yet safeguard our people, dignity, and sovereignty with resolve. Thank you.